Welcome to International eProcurement's USA Buyer Marketplace. In this demo, we'll highlight some of the unique features and functionality of the software. After creating a login and setting up the buyer entity profile, you would then select a site administrator for your account. The site administrator is able to add an unlimited amount of users to your account. Further down the software menu, we'll jump into the vendor marketplace. The vendor marketplace is where you can search any vendor by name, location, target business classification, or commodity or service category. USA Buyers also gives the option to pre-approve any vendors on the marketplace. When creating a request, you will simply type in a request number, select a main commodity or service category, as well as a subservice description. Next, you can see we have all of our buyers' information uploaded here. And if you choose to have a pre-proposal conference, you'll just put in the dates, times, and locations for the conference. Also having the option for a Q&A. If you select yes, you'll put in the Q&A cutoff date, cutoff time, as well as having the option to put any additional emails. This will give notification if a vendor asks a question through the software. Below that, we have the proposal deadline, the due date and due time, as well as having a terms, conditions, and instructions area. You can put any text for your vendors. Lastly, you go in, choose any of your files, attach your documents, and click continue. Which brings us now into the preview area. We can print the request. We can scroll down to make sure all of our information is correct. This is exactly what the vendor will see after publishing. We can go back to edit the request. And as we scroll down here to the bottom, we have two options. We can do an automatic scheduled publishing date where the system will automatically send it out, or we can publish the request right now. Gives us two options. We can send it out to every vendor on the software under that commodity or service code, or we can just send it out to pre-approved vendors only. We can see now the request has been published and it will be saved under the buyer's workbench. Now as we jump into the buyer's workbench, this is how we can manage and track any of the requests on the software. We're going to start off by looking at a solicitation that is currently open and show you some of the cool features that we have. Right now we see the request has an open date and we have a few options that we can do while it's still open. We can issue an addendum, put in the addendum title, any text, or attach any files. We can revise the dates and times, the deadlines, question and answer cutoff date, as well as putting any messages out to the firms. Below that, we have the option to send additional email notifications. When we created the request, we put in one specific code. We can now check off any other codes that apply and send that notification out. For our pre-bid conferences, we could create a completely new pre-bid conference. Just put it dates, times, locations. And for the RSVP list, we can actually click, go in, and see every single vendor that received the RSVP list, how many people will be attending, and the date and time that they RSVP'd. If any changes need to be made there, we'll go in and revise the information for the conference and put in those new dates, times, or locations. Below that, we can see any addendums that have been issued on the software. We can see when we issued the addenda, the firms it went out to, and the exact date and time in which the firm viewed the addenda. And lastly, we have our Q&A area where we can view any unanswered questions, as well as the questions that have already been answered through the software. We're going to return back to the request, go back here into our buyer's workbench, and check a solicitation that is already closed. We can see here that this annual auditing RFP has been closed out, went out to the system with 4 notifications, 4 viewers. There were 3 responses. We click here, see the firms that did download the solicitation. We can view each one of the responses. After going through each one of the responses and we select a company that has won, we'll check them off, put in their award amount. Any companies that did not submit through the software, you put in their company name, person, location, and the amount awarded. And having the option to choose and attach a file. And you have a comment area where you can send any notifications out to the vendors as well. Issue award or non-award notice. We can see now that our award notice has been issued and the firms have received the request. We can print this off. We have two options following. We can issue a post-submittal deadline notice, title, text, attached files, and it'll send out to every single vendor that downloaded the solicitation. Or if we check off this box, it's only going to go out to the vendors who submitted a response. Then you would select issue notice. We can go back here to our solicitation and see out of those 3 responses, we now have 1 award. Now our solicitation is complete. We can go in, archive this request, which is simply going to take it off of our buyer's workbench and save it in our archive documents area. We can always search our archive documents for any requests that have ever been issued on the software. We can see the titles, submission deadlines, and any awards that we have issued as well. This is a brief introduction demo to USA Buyers. If you do have any additional questions, please contact our customer support number listed here at the top. And we look forward to working with each one of you all. Thank you very much.